I know this shell seems ugly, but I am coming into this with a plan. The plan is to build something ugly. I kind of wanted it to look like it's a building that used to be something else. As this is one of the more odd parts, it actually happens to also be one of the parts I'm most excited about. I need some columns. I want them to be sort of industrial looking. So you can see I'm creating a sort of floating room because there's still a room up here. You might be able to kind of tell what I'm going for now. I'm trying to build something that looks kind of like an old water tower or like, you know, what do they call it? Water tank. I like putting in little weird things in my builds. You will learn this about me if you stick around on this channel. So I am actually going to see if I can make this swimmable. We should probably have some kind of safety railing. That's not the correct vibe. That's better, she says as she continues to scroll through. Ah, yes, this one. Change my mind. This fence. And then we'll add in the rusty metal floor. Obviously, I want it to be like pond water because I want it to be gross. Water lily patch. Oh, I like that one better actually. I hope they can swim through that. Okay, I'll put tadpoles around the lily pads. And then I kind of do want to put a gator. I don't know which way the gator faces. Does he face a specific way? I don't know. Yeah, I think it would be quite fun if we just occasionally have, a crocodile or alligator. Which one is it? A gator. Yeah, I think it would be really funny if we just occasionally had a gator surface up there, like maybe a previous resident or current resident, I don't know, had like a pet gator. Maybe it got too big for the apartment and so they released it in the water tank on the roof. I'm going to add some grottiness to it. I want to find a sort of decal to put on the side. Obviously, that's pretty good. If I make it even bigger, it does sort of fit on the side. Make it seem like some slime has come over the side. Here's the kind of thing I'm looking for. The cup of tea one could be quite good. Ooh, yeah. I like the sort of greeny colours picked out in that. That looks really good. I might just add some plant life down at the bottom just to make it seem, extra kind of neglected. You can't really see them through the water, but you can see them a little bit. A full slimy water tower on the roof that people can and do go swimming in, and possibly also has an alligator in it. It's going to overflow, it's going to leak. So, underneath, we need puddles, slime, plant life, that kind of stuff. I'm going to find that big puddle. I'll keep it green. That's kind of perfectly sized and shaped. The water will have been kind of like trickling down the poles. I'll add in some grasses. I'll come in and add more details and furniture and things later, but for now I'm going to move on. You know what I do actually like doing? I like putting tile in unexpected places, including on exteriors of many buildings. Why don't we see if there's a good tile? We could do like part stucco, part tile. Double checking that there isn't a colour that I would rather use. Ooh. Is that tile too nice? Should we use this tile instead? Yeah, that looks horrible, and therefore I'm going to use it. I enjoy making my builds not necessarily beautiful, so long as they're believable. I think the owner of this place is obviously cutting corners in a lot of ways, trying to keep as much money as possible instead of spending it on improving things at all. So, one of the ways that they might choose to squeeze even more money out of this place is by putting up some billboards on the roof. That's kind of like facing out the road, but to a children's playground. So, is there something that can be like really in a dystopian way advertised to kids? Maybe the soda. I know it's here. Yes. I know this is really evil for me to actually be thinking about, but I like making my worlds a little bit evil. So, yep, the kids in the playground can see that huge billboard for soda. And yeah, that facing this way because of the roadway, and we'll have another building here, so it could just be like really obnoxiously advertising furniture or whatever to whoever lives here. And again, just like some just small details, like things being overgrown. It's not really well kept or looked after. A couple of dead bushes. I'll find a use for this space. Might make it like a communal space, so people who live here can go up onto the roof, maybe do a barbecue or something. That could be quite fun. Oh, that's so ugly. I love it. I think we found our window, to be honest. No, that is just perfect. I swear there was another one that I'm thinking of. Oh, these. Yes. Yes. Amazing. Well, they tile quite nicely, actually. I may once again change that middle wall. That's going to keep happening. You should just get used to it. I feel like I want something to bring out that teal color in the windows. That might just be too much, but I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. Is it weird that I don't hate that? I think the answer is yes, it is weird that I don't hate that, but also, does it matter that it's weird? I would argue not necessarily. Ooh, oh, I like that one. Get rid of that. I could have some nice flowers growing up the walls. Like, just because it's run down doesn't mean that absolutely everything has to be horrible here. People still live here. They'd have tried to make it nice in their own way. And this is a sort of shaded spot. Some plant life could have grown. If we can get some nice sort of like outdoorsy, deserty pot plants. I think this one's quite nice. Yeah, I don't want it to be too much. I don't want it to come across like the people who own the building have put effort in. I want it to be like the people who live there have just made the most of whatever they're able to do. So I want everything to look very DIY, you know? So probably just like ending it there. Maybe even that is too much. I don't need a massive one. I just like it more than I like this one. Yeah, you know, not every detail has to be perfect, you know? It still works pretty well, especially it being quite run down. I'm thinking this roof over here be kind of like a, sort of communal. We've stuck some broken furniture up there, and we have the occasional barbecue type of space. I would quite like all the neighbors here to be quite social with each other. Well, it looks like something they could have carried up. Like, this is really small. They probably could have carried that up. We'll put it away from the dead bushes that would like immediately ignite. Ooh, crates. Yes. Yeah, they could have tried to paint it. That's nice. And then I'm thinking like mismatched chairs. Do those go together too much or just enough? Gotta have this classic thing. Sort of like yellowed in the sun. An extra over here. Pretend that's for the person who's like watching the barbecue. Should probably have some kind of outdoor bin up here so that they're not just trying to carry trash up and down. Again, something weathered. I know putting a radio or some kind of music player up here, it'll just break every single time it rains. But that could just be an opportunity to keep fixing it, develop some handiness skill. Oh, can I make it look like it's been put on there? Yes, I like it. You know, got to power the fridge off something, and also I'm going to have lights up here. There's an opportunity for some skill building. Seems like the kind of thing, like if you're getting together for a barbecue, somebody's going to bring out a guitar, aren't they? Yeah, this sort of like portable bar with the lights, but like there. A circle for marbles, I think, definitely. Lighting, because I want to do like nice fairy lights, you know? I really like that. I do like this one, but that's kind of too fancy, whereas this one seems very basic. And I make it look like it is attached. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really cute. Just enough to make it kind of seem, it's secret, they're hidden behind the signs. You can just go up, have a nice little barbecue now and then, little neighborly action. I think maybe a more neutral. That better, or am I just erasing personality? I'm going to say that window placement is subject to change. Maybe we do that. Yeah, I don't mind that it's not symmetrical on both sides. That kind of adds to the realism, if anything. And is there a good window to put next to those? Yeah, I reckon just roll with it. Have the big tall windows, put curtains over them, whatever. So coming up here, it would be nice to have a few little details. Maybe an artisanal lattice above one of the doors. It's quite nice. Hot plant outside another. Again, I want it to just be like a few little details where it's the people who live here who have made it nice. Like they've put the effort in. Don't want it being a complete slum or anything. Like I want it grotty, I want it run down, I want it outdated, but I don't want the people here to be fully tortured. There has to be some redeeming features. Little ivy trellis. And you know what? I think a clothesline. Shove it in an area that gets some sun, drying their clothes super easily. I think that's all the details there for now until I start moving people in. We'll do some details downstairs now. And one thing I got to figure out is this room big enough for me to have some stairs in it? Go down. That's fine. Don't know what you were worried about, honestly. I think I want a very basic tile. Maybe this one. And can I find an equally basic wall? I don't want to match it perfectly. Maybe that. I feel like it having an ugly tile is important. And I want a couple of vending machines, I think, in maybe that colour. And we'll get two in different colours so that it looks like they might hold different things. I want a little more light coming in, but I don't want it to be like, look at this amazing view. Time to find a corporate plant. That's what I call the plants that are all sort of like slightly ugly and like you'd see them in an office building, like this one. Like, I just feel like you wouldn't have that planter in your own house, but you might see it somewhere where you work. You can have some holes from vending machines being attacked. I'm now thinking I need to change this wall because I don't like when that happens on the stairs. Like when you have, you know, a layer of tile and wallpaper and then tile and wallpaper. I really don't like that. Even though I do prefer the other one. But at least here we can make that really seamless looking. Oh yeah, we could have some cardboard boxes, deliveries or something. That one and super damp one. Can I find a radiator? Yes. Chipped one. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. I want like apartment notice board. Maybe even the city living apartments notice board. Is this it? It's definitely something that will work. So there. Ooh, should I put a mouse or there? Occasionally you'll see a little mouse running around. That'll be quite cute. Not for the Sims, of course. They'll hate it. But I'll like it. Just for like a touch of realism, but also a touch of like, extra gameplay ability. I'm just gonna have a little area with a couple of dumpsters. Bit of grass. Now, do I terrain paint it? I think terrain paint, which means it's probably going to get deleted as soon as I like ever reload this plot. So this has already been a really long video. I've been recording for hours. So I'm probably going to leave it here and then I'll come back with a part two where I take on the basement, the landscaping, and the beginnings of the interiors of the apartments. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you like my brand of building. I know it's not quite what a lot of people are used to, but I really like having sort of like, little in jokes with myself or sort of embracing the humor of the game. I don't really like long drawn out goodbyes, so honestly, I'm probably just going to cut this off.